My Line? Brought to you by the yellow pages in your telephone book. Now you can wear out the yellow pages instead of yourself. And now let's all play What's My Line? And now, live from New York, let's meet our What's My Line panel. First, actress, nightclub performer, mother, and travel agent, also known as Mrs. Steve Allen, Miss Jayne Meadows.
Thank you so much. And now it's a great pleasure to introduce a very handsome moderator of I've Got a Secret, and my favorite author, whose book, The Ground is Our Table, I've read 10 times, Mr. Steve Allen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, a very lovely lady who will be appearing next week on this very program, Miss Arlene Francis.
And now our darling panelist, who is going to take a much-deserved vacation in Barbados with his lovely wife. But he's going to give us a little time first. Mr. Bennett, Cerf.
You know, I've discovered as a publisher through the years that one thing kids love, it's riddles. And the crazy riddle of the week is this one. What is covered with salt and has a twisted mind? And the answer is a thinking pretzel. So I don't know, talking about our moderator, he's not covered with salt. I'm not so sure about the twisted mind. But here he is, sit for yourself, John Charles Davis.
Arlene, do you think Barbados is far enough? Oh, man alive.
The warning signals are up.
Golly day. Mr. and Mrs. Allen, we apologize. Bennett gets this way just before he runs off to do nothing for a few days. It's euphoria, nothing else but. We'll forgive him this time. Got some very promising little games for you to play before you go off on your holiday, Bennett. And Arlene, relax you before you. Hope you get a little bit of a holiday this week, too. It's nice cold weather. It's time to get out of here. You all going back to California?
Yes, in a few days.
In a few days. Well, it'll be warm by then. But anyway, let's see what you can do with our contestants. We'll also have a famous mystery guest before my friends on the panel a little bit later in the program. Right now, let's meet our first contestant. Will you sign in after you've entered, please? Geraldine Livingston, right? All righty. Is it Miss or Mrs. Livingston? Miss, where you from?
New York.
From New York.
Yes.
Miss Livingston from New York. May I present the panel? Now, will you join me over here, and we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right. Panel, we can tell you that Miss Livingston is salaried and deals in a service. And we'll begin things with Steve Allen.
Is this a service that I might enjoy, Miss Livingston, or?
Yes.
Yes. Is there anything physical to it?
Yes.
Is there anything instructive in what you do?
No.
1 down and 9 to go, Miss Francis.
Is the physical thing rhythmic?
Somewhat.
Mm-hmm. On occasion, sometimes. Mm-hmm.
Can it be done to music?
Could be.
It could be. This is not to suggest it's required, but it could be.
Kind of embarrassing to just stand there and shake with nothing going on, though. Do you wear any kind of a costume other than ordinary dress when you are performing?
Not a costume.
No, I meant something other than just a dress.
Yeah, we would agree that it wouldn't be described as a costume, but we would describe it as work clothing which it's easier to work in.
Is there anything calisthenic about what you do?
At times.
No, but not so to be described formally, I think. That's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Cerf.
As Livingston, I presume. Miss Livingston.
Oh, Dr. Dubious.
May I eliminate from the service that you perform any kind of the modern kind of dancing or modern kind of clothes, miniskirts and that sort of thing?
Yes, you may
I can eliminate that?
Yes.
But the work the service you perform is rather physical, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Is it done outdoors?
No.
No, that's 3 down and 7 to go. Miss Jayne.
May I rule out, Miss Livingston, that it is not modeling in any form?
You may rule that out, yes.
It is, however, a physical movement that you use your whole body in?
No.
No, we couldn't say the whole body, no. That's 4 down and 6. Could get carried away occasionally, but 4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Allen.
Well, since it isn't the whole body, then we're going to have to do piecework here, I guess. Above the waist?
Are you referring to what I use? Or...
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yes.
What you use, it's above the waist.
Sometime.
I wonder who else is using it. It's nice that you both can use it, you know. Not really. Lower than the chin?
Yes.
You're under arrest, young man. This program goes into saloons all over the country. We don't have to work with this. You do something between your chin and your waist. Well, good for you, whatever. What the heck can you do?
You might be described as wasting time now, but I wouldn't make a difference like that.
Oh, dear. You do something... Is it with your arms, your hands? Mm-hmm. Oh, good. I'm so relieved. You monkey around some way with your hands. Do your hands touch someone else while you do what you do?
Yes.
You perform some kind of manipulation?
You mean precisely using the hands and its appendages and manipulating these portions of the hands?
I couldn't have put it better myself.
That's 5 down and 5 to go, Miss Preston.
Do you use any instrument when you're performing this work?
Yes.
Do you, however, when you use the instrument, does it touch someone else?
Someone other than myself?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we would describe it as touching the person. This is not, this is general description.
Not to be offensive, would it be a patient?
No, we don't call them patients yet. That's 6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Miss Livingston, does the service you perform have anything whatever to do with animals?
No.
That's 7 down and 3 to go, Miss Meadows.
Miss Livingston, would both sexes benefit from your service? Would both sexes be in...
Now, in the case of Miss Livingston, we have to give you a no. This is not, however, to rule out that the distaff element could not make use of this service if it was proffered by somebody else. Mr. Allen.
Do you have anything to do with the whole area of lady barbering?
Ladies barbering, no. That's 9 down and 1 to go, Miss Francis.
There are some pretty barbarous ladies, you know.
Is there anything whatsoever to do with communication with what you do?
No. 10 down and 1 to go. You got close, and then you started wandering off. No,
No,
well,
that's
she
manipulating.
massages something in a manner of speaking, but it isn't the person. It's something that's on the person to be described as shoes. And it's described
Shoe
as
shine girl?
Shoe shine, right. Miss Livingston shined shoes in a men's barbershop. Was it Paul
Mollet.
Paul
On
Mollet's
Lexington.
barbershop on Lexington Avenue up in the 70s. She was a model. You modeled for a couple of years, didn't you? Has been worked in boutiques and Bloomingdale's, but she says this is for, the old self-enterprise system, this is doing great. Yes, Steve.
Might I inquire what it costs for a shine?
35 cents.
I'll be right over. How about that?
But the tip is $2.
Just between us, actually, Miss Livingston wears slacks when she's working, but it isn't a costume that would in any way identify her occupation specifically, so we couldn't say it. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it. It was nice having you. We'll have another contestant for you in just a moment after this word. And now to meet our next contestant, will you enter and sign in, please? Robert Fox, Jr. Right there. All right. Mr. Fox, where are you from?
Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Fox, may I present the panel?
How you do?
Now, would you join me here, sir? We'll let the audience at home and the audience in the theater know exactly what your line is. All right. Panel, Mr. Fox is salaried, deals in a product, and we'll begin things with Miss Jayne.
Robert, you're so young looking. Can I call you Robert?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm so young you can call me Jane.
Thank you.
You deal in a product. Is this a product that both men and women might use?
Yes.
Would one sex possibly use it a little more than the other?
Yes.
Would that be my sex by any chance?
No.
No. And I would say here that the imbalance in use would be substantial in most cases. Mr. Allen.
In a two-story house, might this be found more likely downstairs than up?
We couldn't say that, could we? No, that's 2 down, a date to go, Miss Francis.
Is there something enjoyable about this product?
There is a very substantial segment of our society which has very great interest in it and finds, I think, not only recreation and pleasure, but satisfaction. That's
Thank
what
you, John.
Yes.
I'd rather enjoy that. Is it a product that stays where it's put?
No.
Sometimes it stays where it's put, but it's not staying where it's put. That's 3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Fox, I gathered from the laughter when Steve said which floor that this product is usually found outdoors. Is that correct?
Not necessarily.
Well, I would think here, in the form of questioning, with your permission, I would agree, Bennett, that you would expect to see it outdoors normally. This does not rule out that it is sheltered at some time.
Is this product ever used in any kind of athletic endeavor?
No.
4 down and 6 to go, Miss Meadows.
Is it possible that this product, which is used indoors and out of doors, however, is not used in a house ordinarily? Could it be used in some other enclosure, such as a farm?
Well, I think as a presumption here, Miss Jayne, it's been elicited that you find it outdoors. We've also agreed that it is sheltered on occasion, and therefore, to that degree, can be found indoors. But if you want to elicit, is it used indoors as well as outdoors, or
is it
vice
found?
versa?
I see. Is sheltered. Are there any moving parts
Yes.
to this product? Would this be any form of any kind of transportation?
Yes.
Would it be transportation where wheels are involved?
Yes.
The best kind.
Would there be 4 wheels? Ever?
Yes.
Would there sometimes be less than 4?
No.
That makes it 5 down and 5 to go, Mr. Allen.
Might this object, is it bigger than a bread box, by the way? Must
Yes.
be. Might this object be used around a farm?
Possibly.
Could be.
Only could be, huh? Would it in any way no, it's more chiefly transportation. Do you stick up outside of it when you're riding around in it?
Sometimes.
Is it driven by a gasoline engine?
Yes.
It's not farm equipment. Could it ever be used on a golf course?
Well, there are circumstances. It could be.
Would it have any military application?
It could have that.
Possibly.
Could have an involvement, yes.
You can do just about everything, can it?
Yes. Oh, dear. Is it manufactured in Ohio?
Yes.
By a company that manufactures...
It.
I'll handle the jokes, fella, if you don't mind. I'm not doing too well at that either. By a company that manufactures bulky farm-type machinery, tanks, or anything of that sort?
No.
Nope. That's 6 down and 4 to go, Miss Francis.
Is something in this when it is in use? A person?
Yes.
Might it be a small person that could be in this when it is in use?
Could
Possibly,
be.
yeah.
But it is not a go-kart or a baby carriage?
No.
No, it is not.
Gasoline motor, yes. Well, all my baby carriages have gasoline. Is it used on grass?
Sometimes.
Mhm. It could be.
But for the most part, it rides in the road.
Tries to.
Yes.
It never takes off the ground.
No.
Not supposed to, no.
We hope not.
Does it hold more than one person?
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah. We'll agree usually even.
Could it hold more than 2 people?
It could.
Could the whole family get in it?
If the whole family wanted to, I'm going to throw the
What about a Jeep?
No, not a
No,
Jeep.
it's not.
Paddy wagon?
What about a rickshaw?
No, not a rickshaw. How you look like...
we
that's
said that men use it more than women, so it's some kind of
A four-wheel
a
motorcycle.
four-wheel a
Fire
car
engine,
for
maybe.
men. Some
Fire
kind of-
engine?
That's right, Bennett. Did you say fire
You
engine?
said fire.
Mr. Fox is with the... Is it the Sutphin?
Sutton Fire Equipment Corporation.
Fire Equipment Corporation. They build only firefighting equipment. And interestingly, Mr. Fox builds fire engines and literally builds one. In the plant, you get an engine to build and you put everything in it except what?
Everything
Except
but
the
the tank and the final finish.
But the water tank and the final finish. He builds the whole thing himself. Sticks it in the right place and...
Could I ask you how old you are?
I'm 23.
Golly day.
He just
Very
makes
good.
baby fire engines.
But he assembles the complete vehicle. Congratulations.
Thank you
Nice
very
to
much.
have you with us.
Thank you.
We'll meet tonight's mystery guest in just a moment, but first, this message. And now the special feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery challenger, for which panel is blindfolded, and blindfolds are all in place, panel?
Yes, sir.
Good. Will you enter mystery challenger and sign in, please? All right, panel, you remember a different form of questioning now. One question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise, and we'll begin with Arlene Francis.
Are you in a picture that has just opened or is about to open?
Yep.
Mr. Cerf?
Boy, that was a successful stab in the dark, wasn't it? In this picture, are you one of the big stars?
Yep.
Miss Meadows?
Gosh, what's about to open?
My mouth.
Do I know you?
Just a moment.
Nope.
1 down and 9 to go. Steve.
Gosh, that voice sounded so familiar.
Well, you don't know my wife. Let me see.
That narrow the field?
I didn't know there were any like that. Have you ever worked in a Western?
You ever worked in a Western movie? Cowboy star?
No.
That's 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Francis.
Is the picture that has just opened Tobruk?
No.
3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Are you an American?
No.
4 down and 6 to go, Miss Meadows.
Not an American. Are you French?
Why, sure.
Oh,
Was that the truth? Really French?
Marvelous voices.
Yeah. In that case, I'm in serious difficulty. I don't know any Frenchmen who don't know my wife. In Hollywood, I mean. Oh, dear. I'll just have to pass. I'm sorry.
Arlene?
Is it Yves Montand? Yes?
An extraordinary disguise. You know, I must say, I thought it was wonderful. The picture which has recently opened, I think you will all agree, you know of, La Guerre est finie.
And Paris is burning.
And Paris burning.
And he was just
Grand
in Picasso.
Prix and Picasso.
Marvelous, too.
We could cover the whole front. I know you must take particular pride in La Guerre est finie. Won two of the French Oscars, didn't it? The best.
Yes, in
best
French, yes.
Best actor and best picture, which.
And best director.
And best director.
The director is Alain René, the director who made Hiroshima Mon Amour. And I think it's a good picture, yes.
Might I add, Mr. Montand, you have the loveliest wife, Simone Signoret, that I can remember meeting.
Why are you in New York? You going to?
Well, we finished to shoot the picture with Claude Lelouch, the director who made One Woman and One Man, or One Man, One Woman. And we finished to shoot with American actress called Candice Bergen and a French actress called Annie Girardot and myself.
And you've been doing this right in New York City?
Yes, until Friday.
Right in the center of town?
Yes, but we made just some shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do it because this is happening more and more in New York. You must excuse us if we get sort of in a house thing. Have you noticed that if you move around New York now, more than, I guess, in the last 15 years, you see the shooting companies up and the street will be busy at night particularly. Do you not
Yes,
like
because
it?
also it's a wonderful city.
That it is.
Yeah.
And Mayor Lindsay has helped that, I
That-
must say.
They were shooting a picture the other day. The whole cast was towed away.
John,
Yeah.
it's such a pleasure for Steve and me to meet Mr. Montand because we enjoyed your one-man show so much in California at the Huntington Hartford.
Thank you, madam. Thank
Very
you
much indeed.
And his English has improved enormously since then. Huh?
I'm so
Oh, la,
sure.
la.
Especially his yes and no's. You're
Yeah, you see
surrounded
that?
by admirers. Thank you very much, sir. Well, with a lot of difficult stuff, you did pretty well, so I'll give you some congratulations. We'll all be back after this word. Just in case some of you were a little bit puzzled at the big roar of laughter when Bennett said the whole cast was towed away, I think I should fill in the picture a bit, Bennett. We have a campaign on currently in New York. In vast sections of the center of the city, all the streets are tow-away streets, and if you leave your car there, you come back and it isn't there. It's on a wharf down on the Hudson River somewhere, and here's everybody in town has had their car towed away. Has yours been towed away, Bennett?
Now I've got a car.
You haven't got a car. Steve?
They've towed Bennett away a few times.
Well, actually, John, it's gotten so bad that tomorrow morning they're towing one of the wharfs away. That's all.
All right, Steve, we'll see you tomorrow night on I've Got a Secret, and thank you both for coming.
Thank you, John.
Thank
Good
you,
night,
John.
Miss Jayne.
Thank you.
Good night, dear.
darling. See you later.
What do you mean, good night? I'll see you in 2 minutes. Anyway, good night, Arlene.
With the Frenchman.
Yeah.
Good night, Bennett.
You have fun in Palm Beach, and you have fun in Jamaica, isn't it, John?
Nassau, Jamaica. Get a little sun. I have to get my face colored up a bit. You know, you have fun in Barbados. And no more riddles, huh?
No more
when you come back to Barbados. And thanks to all of you for being with us on What's My Line.